also the illest rapper in the world. You know what I'm saying? Smuttywarhol. Feel me? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then Suli from Detroit / North Carolina, but he flew up from Atlanta. I met him at Morehouse in 2019.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? When he started rapping, and then when Smutty, my brother, told me that he wanted to start rapping, Suli was there for the first studio session ever. You know what I'm saying?
Where it gave me the beat for the first track ever. The first track I ever recorded was in my homie Ace's crib with BaByDon, like on. Then we used to just hold it. But the first time I ever walked into a studio, first time I ever recorded the track that I put out, like started my career. Like the nigga Suli gave me the beat for the song, was there, filmed, like he rapping the first shit. So like this is like, feel me, day one when it comes to the rapping shit, like the story.
Hell yeah.
Of everything.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and I really felt like I was humbled by being in this environment. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a rap geek, bro. Like you gotta understand, like coming from like my family being in the music business, you know, like I'm around music all the time. I'm always around like live entertainment, always around rap. So I found this deep love for music, you know what I'm saying? Like the music theory of it, the notes, the lyrics, all of it. You know what I'm saying? So I've always had respect for like rap and like the birthplace of it and being here. So when I came here last summer for an internship, I was interning at Atlantic Records, and yeah, it was like a thing with like my HBCU. I go to Morehouse College, and Dot hit me and was like, "Yo, my little brother, like he heard your music, you know, he wants to get in the stew, and he ill as fuck. He got all these raps and he's never recorded before. So, you know, we got like I wanted to hear how he rapped, and like, bro, I heard him the first time, bro, it was ill as fuck, and I was just like, it was a real humbling experience, you know what I'm saying, hanging with them, you know what I'm saying, and getting to see their work ethic and stuff like that, because it's something that I've never been a part of before. So yeah.
And vice versa, bro.
And like the first time like I ever encountered like the Monarch and shit, it's actually a really funny story. I was like just sitting in my room, just making a beat, and I decided like, you know what, I'm gonna like just manifest and just like pray to the universe that something good will happen today. Cause like, I don't know, I was kind of going through a rough time and shit, and like I wasn't like really finding any artists to work with and shit, and I just kept on making beats, and I was like, I want people to like hear this shit and like really like make something with it. And you know, I was just sitting there praying to the universe, and then I got a text from my boy Peter.
Shout out to Peter.
He texted me like, yo, there's this artist that like my best friend like he's talking to, like, and he's like this really ill artist and shit, and like he really like he wants to hear some of your beats. So he told me like, all right, here's Dot's number, here's Dolphin's Instagram, like let's connect. And as soon as I saw that shit, I was like, thank you. My answers have been called. And like I immediately just say like, all right, let's link up like right now as soon as possible and shit. And like they were in the studio in Mount Vernon, and I was like, damn, that's mad far, but fuck it, you know what I'm saying? I pull up and I see Dot, and I was like, holy shit, that guy is barely fitting that door. So I pull up and I was like, yo, what's good? And he takes me up to this kind of small studio. It was very homely and stuff.
Where Mason Music.
Mason Music. Shout out to Mason Music, you know what I'm saying? I pull up and I just see everyone there, and I'm like kind of nervous at first because like, damn, I've never like met this many people in a studio before, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just started meeting everyone. I met BaByDon. He had the camera with him. Actually, Ace had the camera on it at first. And then I saw like, I met Smutty, and he was like, actually no, you were like recording something as I walked in.
Yeah.
And like I pulled up, and I was like, damn, holy shit, he's actually rapping for real.
It's refreshing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as I sent that first beat, I was like, yeah, this is the start to something new. And ever since that day, bro, he hit me up, Tdot. He was like, yo, I heard you have a studio, can we record? And like, I was like, yeah, it's just my crib though. And they're like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, they pulled up.
Castle.
And we made our first tracks at the castle. And
Did the minimum.
literally the minimum, that's the first track we ever made there.
Word.
And you know what I'm saying, ever since then we were working every single fucking day. Like it was like the whole summer we were just like making tracks on tracks.
Getting on the train every single day, hopping the Metro North.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Word to that one.
Every single day. You know what I'm saying? The Metro North is never getting $1 out of me. You feel me? So we hopped in the bathroom every day. Me, Don, Smutty, Dolphin, sometimes Shawnee, Ace, and we used to pull up. And we were at Nick's crib every single day the entire summer and made pretty much 2 albums worth of music in one summer, like 3 months. You know what I'm saying? And we just, feel me, kept working, and we're here now. You know what I'm saying? We got another album ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's been, I wouldn't say easy, but it's been like kind of like meant to be, because like before like doing music, like a lot of things weren't working. Just like, you know, just trying to do other things, but like,
Yeah.
it feels like there's like a lot of pieces that came out of nowhere. Like BaByDon is like rap royalty, you know what I'm saying? Like he's the blood cousin, right? Blood cousin to DMX.
And Dougie Fresh.
Fresh, you know what I'm saying? His uncle's Hammurabi Bey, you know what I'm saying? Uncle Ray, you know what I'm saying? DMX's manager, like, feel me? Like, and that's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then we find out that we have aunts that sung with Erykah Badu, and you feel me, uncles with songs with MF Doom and stuff like that, like Sean Price, R.I.P. to Sean Price. Shout out to Uncle Phil, that was Uncle Phil's best friend, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, and then also like the kind of music that Smutty makes, you know what I'm saying? That's, I feel like what makes what we do so different, because right now, coming out of New York, you know what I'm saying, when you look up, or when you think of music in New York coming from a 19-year-old, you know what I'm saying, you think of drill music, you know what I'm saying, there's, and I feel like that's not a problem, because drill has its place, you know what I'm saying, even us, we listen to it sometimes, you know what I'm saying, but at the end of the day, New York is the birthplace of hip-hop. The Mecca is supposed to be like the ill-ass swag vibes. It's supposed to be the fashion. You're supposed to be making music that the women gonna listen to for real and like really enjoy. We shouldn't have everyone gra booming, you know what I'm saying? And also, it's low vibrational music at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about violence and the content. Like, New York is supposed to be about timeless music. You know what I'm saying? And it takes work to be able to have that kind of artistry. You know what I'm saying? Like with Smutty, like he didn't just wake up one day and become a rapper. He didn't say, look, I want to rap one day. Like Smutty,
maybe he did.
Like he was writing, he was writing for like 7 years. You know what I'm saying? Before he even decided to record any bars ever, he wrote for 7 years. Like if you ever came to our crib in Mount Vernon before we started rapping, feel me? Every single piece of paper, junk mail, magazine, Bibles, everything covered in handwriting, and it looks like, you know, cuneiform because his handwriting's terrible.
You see mine though, right?
Oh yeah, I've seen yours, but bro, his is like illegible. It's like it's almost a good thing though, cause like only he can read it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
security right there.
His handwriting is illegible, literally. And he spent a lot of time getting nice, because like I'm being his older brother, you know what I'm saying? I am an older brother. When he first started rapping, I used to shit was whack every single day. You know what I'm saying? Like literally every single day. Every single day that, you know, I'm like, yo, this shit's too, you trying to rhyme too much, you sound like Logic, you know what I'm saying? Like Logic. Yeah, like no one wants to hear that shit. No one wants to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you know, he just started working. He started listening to music for like a different reason, I think. You know what I'm saying? Like he started listening to shit that I wasn't really listening to. And I wasn't really paying attention.
These was hating on me, bro.
I wasn't paying attention, if I'm being honest. And then eventually, like, he went to college. I mean, he went to college and he just ducked off. He used to send me bars here and there, like, send me this. I'm like, yo, record some shit. Like, that's cool, but record it. Like, this looks cool. Record it. And then,
we all have this thing as an artist, you know, like where we are subconscious about our art, you know what I'm saying? Like we have this thing about like, is it good enough? You know what I'm saying? And it takes that one person to be like, yo, put it out. You know what I'm saying? Put it out.
Yeah.
Like even like we could sit here because we could be like, if you really care about your music, you're gonna be a perfectionist about it, or whatever you do, you know, whatever craft that you like go into, you're going to want to do it perfectly. You're gonna want to do it seamlessly, and you need that one person just to be like, look, bro, it's good. Like, put it out. You know, especially the first time. You know, like the first time, like that first step is always the hardest. You know, I learned that with everything. Like with my best friend, told me like, yo, I play your shit with the shit that I listen to every single day. You know what I'm saying? And like this shit needs to be shared with the world. So what are you waiting on? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you don't have a lot of money, you know, but like you gotta invest in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta put it in yourself. It's gonna cost money if that's what you really want to do. You gotta really sit down and be like, what kind of life do you want to live? How do you want people to see you?
That's
and
really what it was.
take a step towards it.
And even for me, like like the shit that I heard, like it wasn't even like. It wasn't even that was like a good point to make, but for me it was just like I just wanted him to be serious about it. You know what I'm saying? That's like all. When I was pushing like, yo, record some shit, get this shit done. I'm like, yo, bro, cause like I'm not a rapper, but in my head, like being a kid, I'm like, I've always had to thought like being a rapper is not that hard. That's what I felt like. Look, and I see it's different now.
The same thing.
Look. When I was a kid, I was like, this shit's not that hard. So when he's telling me that, you know, he's writing bars and shit, I'm like, nigga, if you want to be a rapper, nigga, like, feel me, like, record some shit. Mind you, I didn't know how to do it. Like, at that point, it was like, it seemed impossible in my mind to even get a song recorded, like, you know what I'm saying? But still, I was like, nigga, like, just record some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just really just wanted him to, like, take it serious. And mind you, and little did I know that he was taking it more serious than I knew, type shit. Like, he was studying.
Yeah, we've been cooking up some tracks like recently that have just been like honestly on like the higher end of like experimentation wise, but like somehow we've just made it into like something so real and something so different that it's like when you listen to it, it's like almost like a new experience that you've never heard before.
Oh yeah.
And we got songs that are written that Smutty wrote while Nick was making the beat, while everyone in the studio was just like literally tripping their balls off. So we literally have like, you know, like songs that are really like trip sessions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's always hip hop.
Oh, speaking of which, I forgot I ate that shit.
Oh
no. You be tripping right now.
Like a song, I don't even know if the world will ever even know this song, but we got a song called Smutty Games. And I literally took a tab at like 8 in the morning and then pulled up on Nick, and then I just wrote that track until like 10, and he had the beat done. Like he was making a beat while I was writing it, and then I like wrote the whole track, and then I needed to take a shit before I wrote it. So then I was taking a shit, and then I was like, "Fuck, I need to pass the time." So I wrote 2 more verses, and it ended up being like a 9-minute song. But it's like this random ass, just ill ass song we have like in the vault, and it's just like I'm just busting off a tap though the whole time, and the whole time by the time I was done recording it the day after, I didn't even know the song existed. And then I was like, oh shit, like what did I do yesterday, bro? Like I probably made a song. Like
Casual.
I was like, I pulled up on Nick. I must have made a song. And then he sent me that shit, and I was bugging. Like I was just like, nah, this shit's going crazy. It was 9 minutes. I was just like, nah, I had to be fried.
That's sick. That's sick. Shit, another question that I got.
Although we explained their names, I don't think we did the name explanation at all. Like,
Nah, you didn't. Let's hear it.
This nigga
So you got going like that. Don, let me explain your name, bro. Explain.
Okay.
Get your name, Donye. Don Yeezus.
So
Easy. Don Yeezus.
Donnie obviously comes from BaByDon, and BaByDon is a nickname that I had as a kid, because one of my middle names is actually the Don. So, you know.
Wait, your middle name is just straight up the Don?
THE space DON.
Yeah, legally.
That's a sick middle name.
Wait, time the fuck out.
I can show you the cover.
I learned something today.
What
What the fuck?
Like, imagine
the Don.
Imagine the kind of person his father was
Oh, you
to have the
is a
colossal
real
balls.
nigga. Hold on. This
Like,
is scribe.
to have the balls to name your son the Don, like you.
Bro, he's a mafia boss.
That's crazy.
No, that's sick.
Yeah.
That's sick. But continue.
holding part of it, like getting belted.
I mean, that's pretty much it. They call my dad Don and everything. So, obviously, you know, I'm Don's kid. I'm BaByDon.
Word.
You know, I just drifted with it. Eventually, I felt like one day I'm definitely going to change this to just the Don.
Yeah.
When I feel like I've really peaked at my, you know, my potential.
That's sick. That's sick. I like that.
But yeah, Smuttywarhol.
Smuttywarhol.
So for Smutty, the Smutty part. Rest in peace to my grandmother. What's it called? Me and Dot actually came up with the name when we were like at her funeral, like at the reception. Essentially, I was just. We were all just in like a weird ass vibe, and like our whole family was in this restaurant, and I was just literally talking to Dot, like we was outside. Not gonna hold you. We might have been looking for backwoods or something, or weed or something at the corner store. But like literally, I think that's what it was in Florida, and so it was impossible. This nigga was walking up to the people in the corner stores talking in a British accent, talking about he's from the Netherlands and like weed is legal where he at. So like you got some like.
Bro, it works, bro. It works.
So we're just talking, and then I was just talking about how I was rapping and shit, and then I was just like, I need like a name though, like I don't got a name, and I had like this old like ghetto name I'm not even gonna talk about, but like it was a working title at best.
Okay.
And what's it called? Then we were just thinking of like words. I was like what's a word that I could really like encapsulate myself with? And then I don't know if you said Smutty or I said Smutty. But like one of us said like Smutty, like, and I was just like, yeah, like that Jay Critch song, like where he said like Smutty, like that shit just sound hard to me. And then I was just like, and then so like at first like my name was just Smutty, like we just ran with that. And like, so I was jacking Smutty for a minute, and then fast forward to right when I came back from college for the first time, my uncle Phil, he took me to the Brooklyn Museum with my shorty. And we seen the Andy Warhol exhibit, and I'm like, I really fuck with Basquiat like really heavy, and he's like one of my biggest inspirations. And like, word for sure, RP. And like I already knew about Andy Warhol's involvement in his career, so for that reason I already fucked with him a little bit. But then when I seen his like whole exhibit, it was just like his whole installation. I was just like, nah, like his art, the topics that he talks about are like topics that I felt like I would talk about if I was a visual artist. Like I feel like he kind of like if he rapped and he was like from the hood or something, he might rap like me. Like I feel like the way that like the things that we chose to make art about and like the messages that he wanted to talk about are like things that I resonated with to a point where I was just like, damn, like honestly I'm about to jack Smuttywarhol, like, because I just felt like he was like the visual art version of me type shit, low-key. And that's basically how it happened.
That's sick. I like that. I like that a lot. That's great.
It's fire.
So I go by Suli. My full name is Suleiman Muntakim Mausi Jr. That's my father's name. My father grew up Muslim, and then my mother grew up Christian, and then my father converted to Christianity when he married my mom, and then they had me. And so my name is half Muslim, half Swahili. So Suleiman is the Arabic form of King Solomon from the Bible, and it means peace. And then Mausi is Swahili, and it means the warrior. So my name is the Peaceful Warrior. So
Hell is fucked.
That's so true.
And like y'all don't even know Suli, but that's literally Suli though.
I mean, but that's the vibe I get.
Nah,
I feel like
OD,
he's like some type of music, like Jen in a way, like some type of like. I feel like Suli give me like that energy of a nigga who genuinely care about this shit to the point where he might like shoot a nigga over some stems or something.
Nah, yeah. Nah,
Nigga who I really feel like the music really touches that nigga. He really care about it to a different extent. And I feel like I don't know, just the way that I see the music, I feel like I care about music more than everybody. So when I see a nigga like Suli or a nigga like Don or a nigga like Nick or any like some nigga who's just so deep into it, it's just dope to see like a nigga who's obsessed with this shit like the way I am.
I mean, like, yo, like I said, my parents like is in the music industry. Like, music has put food on my table. You know what I'm saying? Like, music has put a roof over my head. Music has put clothes on my back, and nice ones at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I gotta give back in some way. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the best way is to embrace it in every way that it is. Like, I've always been one of those persons that have the unpopular opinion about listening to this rapper or listening to that rapper, regardless of who they don't like or whatever the fuck the politics is. I don't really give a fuck about that. It's really just based on like, what are the lyrics telling me? Do they speak to me in this way? Do they speak to whatever? Do they tell the story that the song is trying to tell, regardless of who the fuck sang?
Exactly. Do you achieve what you're trying to achieve?
Did the song achieve what the song is trying to achieve? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I enjoy it in what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way I try to put it into my music. You know, I try to talk about things that how I view the world, because it's funny because the reason why I always like struggled like with starting so late was because I always felt like, because like my parents like started getting in the music industry and stuff like that, and I didn't really come like from a place of poverty for too long. You know what I'm saying? It felt like that when I was living in Detroit, but like once the recession hit and we moved to North Carolina, like shit started to pick up. And then my mom is an educator. She was teaching in Detroit, and then she found a job in North Carolina type shit. And shit started to make its way, and I always wondered like what my life would be like if I stayed, and like what kind of person I would be. You know what I'm saying? Would I still be doing music? What kind of music I would make? You know what I'm saying? So I always had that internal battle with myself on whether I should start, whether people will really like my shit, because I don't come from this, and I don't do none of the shit that like is popular that really sells. You know what I'm saying? So like, even if I'm lyrical, like my idol is Kendrick Lamar, who comes from LA, who's in that gang culture, who's like I like, as someone who doesn't come from that, I feel that shit. Like, maybe just as a theater person or as an empath, you know what I'm saying? I feel for that shit. I cry for that shit, like that pain, you know what I'm saying? And I try to convey it in my own way with the shit that I go through, you know what I'm saying? I try to talk about shit that people are uncomfortable talking about, like how I feel about religion, how I feel about black hypocrisy, you know, really turning, really allowing people to take accountability, you know. I try to preach a lot of encouragement in my shit, you know. I'm still talking my shit, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, I'm ill, you know what I'm saying, I got shit, you know what I'm saying, and, you know what I'm saying, I keep some hoes on me, so it's like...
Shoes busters.
So, I gotta talk my shit a little bit, but, you know, the main shit of my music is just, you know, like, moving forward, you know what I'm saying, thinking forward, keeping music forward, pushing music forward, like, I pray to God that like any beef that happens in the future just stays with the music, you know what I'm saying, because then everybody can enjoy it, you know what I'm saying, like no one has to lose their life, and we all get to enjoy more music, you know what I'm saying, so that's the way I always looked at it. It's just the love for music.
I would take like a calm 75-25. Give me like 3 diss tracks, 1 fight, like.
There you go.
Like the 90s.
Word, like no guns, straight hands though.
Don't throw the hands.
Nah, I respect that.
In the hands.
Give me
Just
30.
respect.
Make some space.
But yeah, that's
75.
That's sick.
Me, you know,
The manager.
It's pretty self-explanatory, you know what I'm saying? My name is Tdot the manager, because I am the manager.
The manager.
Where I manage Nick, BaByDon, Smutty, Freedom Monarch, you know what I'm saying? That's really that's my thing, you know what I'm saying? I try to handle content business. I'm a hype man too, you know what I'm saying? I be on the stage hyping up.
Rapper.
You know, shut up.
Rap.
Rapper.
I don't even
My
rap.
fault, he manages bars, man.
Anytime you hear my voice on the beat, I'm not rapping, I'm managing the beat. You know what I'm saying? I manage beats.
He's not a rapper.
Sometimes. So that's the only time you'll ever hear my voice grace the beat is when I'm managing the entire situation.
Out of here, bro.
That's cool. Speaking crazy bros.
But like, but the T-Dot part, I mean, shout out to my boy Joel, Joe Cooper.
When I'm walking up.
I mean, because, we from Mount Vernon. I played for the Mount Vernon Knights, varsity basketball. And I think it was like,
so bad.
Feel me?
I'm sliding.
Feel me? I think it was the day we was gonna get our bags. You know what I'm saying? The day we were, getting our bags with our names on it. And feel me? Joe just gave me the name. He was like, we was coming up with names. Some dumbass said T-Train. I think it was. I ain't gonna say that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, the fuck?
T-Train. That's crazy.
T-Train fucks niggas in jail.
And then you know me, Joe was just like T-Dot. I was like, hold on, I'm jacking that.
Hold on.
I mean, in the words, T-Dot and the manager, because I'm
probably licked his lips when he said that.
Yeah. And
He's at
like a real quick, like, just from like my short time, like being around them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely commend like the hard work that T-Dot puts into the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate being on social media, bro. Like, I'm not a social media nigga, bro. Like, it really is, like, it really can be, like, toxic as fuck. Like, sitting through comments, having to post every day, being repetitive, having to rap the same raps, do the same songs, trying to promote and having zero viewers, having 3 likes, having a couple comments, you know what I'm saying? T-Dot is the one that does all that for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the one that is gonna post. He's the one that's gonna put his face on there. Like, yo, we doing this. Freedom Monarch doing this. Even when the artists don't sometimes feel it. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna stick his neck out there, and he's gonna he's gonna put his neck out there. And he's gonna continue to push the name forward, and that shit really matters. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit that like is gonna really push us for real. So like, I really commend you, like, for real.
Hey, bro. Because like I don't know, cause like, feel me. The reason I see this shit like basketball, you know what I'm saying? The reason I go so hard, because I feel like, I feel like I'm really nice at ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like incredibly nice at ball. And I think I'd be way nicer, you know what I'm saying, if I had someone that, you feel me, believed in me and helped me, you feel me, helped and did everything they could to make sure that my dreams could have been, feel me, reached. You know what I'm saying? So
Can I ask you something?
Carmelo too.
Are you nice at basketball?
Nigga, I'm the nicest. Bro, so do me a favor. Hold on, let me see something.
He's that man.
No.
Picking up clips.
Hold on, I'm gonna just show you something.
Oh
I'm gonna just show you
Oh
something.
my god.
Nah, it's fine. It's all good.
No, I'm gonna show you something real quick.
It better not be a windmill though.
No.
You are all good.
No, I'm gonna just show you. Hold on, I'm about to just look up Carmelo Anthony.
Oh my.
Hold on. Have you ever seen?
Wait, hold on.
Hold on.
Look, you
This
see
is-
the windmill?
Alright, so yeah, I just looked up Carmelo Anthony on Google.
Yo, get him.
This is Carmelo Anthony. That's me, by the way. You know what I'm saying? But
Talk your shit.
you know what I'm saying? I just feel like if I had someone that supported, you know what I'm saying, my dreams, feel me? Because something that I feel that I was like nice at and born to do, you know what I'm saying, that I believe in, like just with my whole being, that I could have been somewhere crazy with it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously winning MVPs right now. But you feel me? So when my brother told me that he was ready to rap, you know what I'm saying, I stopped. I was like, fuck it, like You feel me? And I know the work that he put into this because, I mean, every day he's sending me bars and shit. And then once I actually found out he was nice, because I promised none of this would happen if he wasn't good. Like, if he told me that he wanted to rap and then I heard some shit and it was whack, I would have been like, bro, you need to figure some shit out. Like, go back to school. Like, what are you doing? And then I would have been like, damn.
And that'd have been a real ass brother.
And I would have went to the military. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I was doing when he told me he was gonna rap. I literally, feel me? Who's gonna see this? I'm out in the military. To feel me? To do this right before I ain't gonna work. Feel me? Till I dropped out to do this. You feel me?
Sacrifice.
Feel me? Because I know that he's so good at this. Like, I'm gonna do everything that I can. You feel me? To help this go. You know what I'm saying? And then, feel me? With that came Don, and I met Don, and feel me? I'm like, damn, I'm gonna do the same thing for Don, cause like, feel me? It's like like-minded. We're all on a path. Like, you can't do this by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Cause, like I said, I see this like basketball. We're a team. I'm the coach, but like, you only go as far as your team takes you. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? So like, I feel like we got a bomb squad. Like, we have Don. He does videos. Feel me? He raps, 3D art, produces. Feel me? Fashion. Nick's super producer. Mixes. Feel me? Artist. He'll pull out the bass and literally just play a bass line on the beat. First time I seen him do that, I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is real music.
Hit you with the upright bass yet?
Nah, not yet.
Play up.
Get that on.
Quit playing.
You feel me?
So you been
played-
hiding the upright bass from us?
He started. No, we started together. We were in
I've been here
the
since yesterday.
Harrison Orchestra for how many years?
I'd say like.
It's like 4th grade to my sophomore year.
Oh, come on.
So like 7 years, I've just been playing upright bass.
Damn!
I played the cello. I played that.
The small bass.
The small bass.
You know what I'm saying?
Actually, I had the
yeah.
you was fretless all your life.
I did trumpet in middle school. I was so bad. He wouldn't let me enroll for band again the next year.
Damn.
I was so bad. Like, it wasn't even the fact that I played bad. My posture was just ass. I'm a gamer. I'm here with the shit. Like, I'm trying so hard to stay up here in the seat. I'm here like this in the concert. I'm the only one playing the shit like this. So like, I definitely commit 7 years of doing that shit, and like the strain on your fingers and shit, like that shit
That
is
shit builds up.
nuts.
You know what I'm saying? Like calluses and shit. I got that way.
Word to calluses.
That's what you them calluses on your hands when you
OD.
dunk shit.
Exactly, bro.
OD, because I do a lot of dunking, so like my wrist hurts. But
Because you're good?
You feel me? Yeah, because I'm great. And then, but like I was saying, like we have it's like the Monstars, Freedom Monarch. Stars, you know what I'm saying? We have Barry on you'll see in our music videos, you feel me? Everything is done in house.
We gotta shout out all the other members.
Let me keep talking.
Damn, my fault, Carmelo.
Right.
My fault, Coach.
Feel me? But like, then Barry on, feel me? Omar, Barry on that's our other brother. Me and Smutty, that's our other brother. He's been our brother since, feel me? He was a little guy. He's not that tall, not much taller, so he's older. Then Michael, aka Tub Rat, he edits our videos as well. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to those guys.
The whole team, the entire
love
team.
y'all niggas, bro. And then we got Shawnee Bandit, the model, aka social media enigma, bro. He's just a fashion. He's a trendsetter. You know what I'm saying? You look at him, you'll see where everyone gets their swag from. You know what I'm saying? All the alternatives. We know where y'all get y'all swag from. The Bandito, bro.
Like, come on, stop biting.
Talk to me.
Word.
Then we got Ace on the case. You know what I'm saying? AKA that woke nigga, like Ace. Packing the bag, if you know what I mean. You feel me? Ace is the guy. Like, he's our guy. Just know Ace. Feel me?
Like,
Hold
that's
on.
the entire Freedom Monarch.
Just look at this.
You know what I'm saying?
House of Buds. Feel me? Just take a card. Take a card.
Yeah, I'll take a card. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely have a card if you need that. If you need, you feel me? Professional botanist. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
But yeah, like we just have a great team. So I'm like, why would I not go hard for my team. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Crack Rock,
and like,
Mally.
my bad, Crack Rock, my bad. Crack Rock, he's another crazy artist. Like,
He did the
star. He did
him and Barryon did Straight from the
yeah,
Village.
Straight from the Village cover. That is very fire, very fire. And then we got Mally the DJ down in Hampton. You're killing it down in Hampton.
Hell yeah.
Ill ass DJ. 6'5" nigga that'll take your bitch.
Zed.
He's the Duke, bro. I'm just saying, bro. If he was AMP, bro, I love you, Manny, bro. I can't jack you the Duke, bro.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, we're a tall group. We're like a basketball team, literally.
Oh my God! It goes
saying,
full circle.
We're really a bunch of
average height is probably like 6'2".
Yeah, no, I'm 5'7". I look tiny.
For real.
Yeah.
Like it's really like a Monstars type of feel. Like, and it's because it's the talent, bruh. Like
Yeah.
it's centered around the talent. Like none of us were like really like we're all ill as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's really putting it together.
Exactly.
Like,
Everybody carry their weight.
everyone's carrying their weight.
Everyone's
you know what I'm
carrying
saying?
their weight, but it's like unfair because we also got Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my!
That's what I'm saying.
Smutty is Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Hell
a lot of
yeah.
these niggas, like, your entire discography, Smutty might freestyle it and then he'll write something better than you could ever think of in 20 minutes. It'll take you weeks to what he do in literally 20 minutes. I've seen it happen. I literally got videos if you want to see it. Like, dead ass. You know what I'm saying? It's like really that crazy. You know what I'm saying? We're about to change the game.
Hey, yeah.
Feel me?
Renaissance.
We gotta get to that. Your name.
My original like name, it was I started off as the Playland because when I started making music and shit, I was taking acid trips and shit at Playland Park in Rye.
Wait, hold on, wait. Wait, I gotta pause this real. Acid trips at Playland?
Yeah, bro.
I did 2 tabs in shrooms like Coney Island.
That.
That's
I
how
gotta
it
do
goes.
that.
Bro, it's
I've
so
never done acid, never done shrooms. I gotta do that.
Bro, it's fire as fuck.
Yeah.
I
Nah, I
literally,
get it.
Damn,
some of
I
my
haven't either until,
best
like,
trips
a couple minutes
were
ago.
there, bro. So like,
you go in like the haunted house shit.
I didn't go in the actual park, but like the nature area around
Oh
it.
no.
Yeah, the lake and shit.
That makes much more sense. I thought you were.
Stink shit.
I thought you were riding the dragon coaster off the tab.
Shit, I mean, I've had friends who've climbed the dragon coaster.
Well, like in the winter.
You'll feel
When it
the
was
difference
closed, yeah.
between being regular
Shit.
fried.
Is that why you was at Playland like not too long ago? Did you take a tab that day?
I haven't taken acid recently, like at
Shrooms?
Nah,
I
bro.
Damn.
I probably just smoked. Word.
I mean, I'll
I
do
was
it. Smoking up.
Smoking
did
at
a little
Playland
bit
is
of
a whole vibe.
Shut up.
My boy,
Yeah, bro, like-
but I do a little hair on it myself.
Alright, wait, anyway.
So yeah, I used to take like a lot of drugs there, and like it was just like a very chill spot there, and most of the people I hanged out were music heads like me, and like I had a friend, shout out Issei. He was like an extremely talented guitarist that I met like randomly, like one day, like my friend Kaisei, like I just moved into Rye, and he was like my only friend who went to school there, and he introduced me to Issei. We were smoking cigs like behind like this bodega, and we were just talking, and like he just introduced like what music he showed me, and it was like the craziest shit ever. It was like some Japanese like jazz rock shit, and like as soon as he showed me that shit, I was like, yo, I gotta make some music with this man. Like this guy was crazy, and like I remember like just recording mad shit with him. Like we always made like fucking like this like more indie shit. And ever since then, like I would call myself the Playland, because like that was just like where the beginning happened. You know what I'm saying? For not even just like that, but like just my whole music shit. Like him, and like really, he made me like really take this music shit seriously. So I always shout him out for that. But yeah, ever since like I'd say like May type shit, like of last year, I was just thinking like, I don't know if like the Playland really fits my vibe. Like that's a cool name, but that's not me. That's not like what I like feel from my heart and shit. And like I just decided, you know, why don't I just simplify my name and shit. Like I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna call myself Nick Xander, because my middle name's Alexander. You know what I'm saying?
I was wondering where Xander came from.
Nah,
Word.
I was
So
just about
I'm
to
like Nick
ask.
Xander, you know, it rolls off the tongue, and like I feel like that's like what I truly consider like the deepest part of my soul.
Nice.
I'm really truly Nick Xander the Great. You know what I'm
The-
saying?
Xander the Great.
Nicholas is
Oh,
a Greek
Instagram.com.
name, and it translates to victory of the people. And Alexander is named after Alexander the Great. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like I really need to I feel like what I want to do in this music shit is victory to the people. We're taking music back.
Literally.
Hell yeah.
And that's it. And then you feel me, you get to Free the Monarch. That is the name of our group, Free the Monarch.
Hell yeah.
I was wondering. I actually did want to ask, like, Free the Monarch. You know, what does that mean?
Free the Monarch, you know, and you know, Smutty could say more about it after I give my little piece, but you know, Free the Monarch, we're not like a rap group. You know what I'm saying? We're more of an art gallery. That's what we see our entire collective as. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, what we're starting is a rap renaissance, because that's literally what it is. It's a renaissance in rap. We're bringing the artistry back, the intention back, the just like the level, a higher level of art, the musicality, the creativity, the standards. You know what I'm saying? So it's a Freedom Monarch rap renaissance. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me just keep going. I'm a little high. And then you know, it's also about like freeing the inner king or the inner god, the monarch, the royalty in you. Like, you know, me and Smutty, Don, we're from Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon, you got a lot of big people from there. You know what I'm saying? Andre Drummond. You know what I'm saying? Wait. Puff Daddy. Hold on, wait. Puffy. Who else? We got Venus, Serena Williams, Denzel Washington. You know what I'm saying?
From MV? Where the who's mother?
Word to their mother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
You feel me?
Denzel.
What? Denzel, DMX, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah,
DMX.
DMX. Yeah.
Uncle Ray? Is Uncle Ray from the Ville? Or nah?
That's the question I got. We got to hold on that
We
one.
hope we feel me. The nine, we love Uncle Ray. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we're the movement is just like, or the like, you know, Freedom Monarch is you know, free that inner that God being in you, free that inner king in you, because like we come from a place that has so much talent. There's so much talent and stuff. There's so much talent and creativity and potential in the nine. Like, not just Mount Vernon, but the entire 914. You know what I'm saying? And people, you know, overlook Mount Vernon because they think it's not the city, when we the last borough. You know what I'm saying? We the lost borough. You know what I'm saying? The nine. Yeah, bro. Free the monarch, bro. Yeah, that's what it is for us.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I originally came up with the name like as a fashion brand before I was taking rap seriously. Like I started writing raps in like 2013, or yeah, no, not 2013. 2016. I started writing raps in 2016, and then I thought of Freedom Monarch in 2018, and it was like supposed to be, because I wasn't really sure if I was gonna be able to get nice enough to the point where I wanted to release no raps. Like, honestly, at that point. But I was like, I want to do some type of art, and I want to try to, like, spread some type of message to make some type of movement. Like, I just wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. I just had, like, a lot of philosophies and ideas and shit in my head. And then eventually, I seen a monarch butterfly, and I, like, drew this, like, design for, like, a logo based on it. And then I just wrote, like, Freedom Monarch under it. Like in like a smiley face, kind of, and it like looked like a face. And basically, when I did that, like, I mean, like after I like did that, I was like, this shit look fire. Like I could like put this on like, what's it called, like a shirt or some shit or whatever. But I was like, if I do this or whatever, it has to have like some type of message, like something for people to cling to, like a reason to want to cop this shit, like something that it like says off rip. and what's it called? Eventually, I just had the idea where, well, I don't want to say my government, forget that part, but like where the Monarch thing, like it's really just supposed to be like, I felt like when I started believing in my music, I felt like as a person, I just became happier, and like just my life in general, like every facet of life, like I just felt like I was excelling more, like I just felt better. And I've realized that just like kind of like just freeing, like just expressing the shit that I really care about, like following what I want to do, just made my life better. So then I just had the idea where like getting people to just be comfortable in themselves, and like just whatever it is that they fuck with, just actually express it, actually speak your piece, like actually chase what you're trying to do, like not even just like chase your dreams, like literally like you fuck with some shit, just don't stop it. Like you don't even gotta like give up everything in the world, just like whatever you care about, like don't ignore it, like do your best to enjoy like life until you die, because niggas be getting shot every day, bro. Word.
All right, so actually, I did want to touch on this. Smutty, you mentioned that like you draw a lot of inspiration from Andy Warhol, you know, to your name, and you know, you mentioned that it's like that this is more of like an art gallery rather than like a music group. So I kind of wanted to, you know, just kind of like pull around, like, you know, what like other kinds of like inspiration, like where do you draw from this music, you know, like you know, whether that's like, you know, stuff that you experience, you know, like culture, you know, you're from Brazil, so like I'm just kind of wondering, like you know, like where the music from Free the Monarch, you know, where it comes from for each of you, or as like a collective.
So I think we should start with Don.
Nah, hold this.
Let's start with Don.
I did have to think about this. I feel like at the beginning, you know, it came to whatever, you know, music I was listening to at the time.
Hell yeah.
Rather that be like, I don't know, Lil Yachty or Tame Impala, you know, Tyler the Creator. Sorry.
We can't explain it, but
yeah,
just
but
move on.
TP.
I'd say until probably like maybe if 3-4 months ago, like it started to just I just get inspired from these guys. It's like what I put out, it radiates a lot of energy towards others. Like there's this one track called like Infinity Pool, and like, you know, I got Smutty to hear, and he was like, this shit right here is crazy, and then he made one of his greatest like chill tracks to just really listen to, Rari, and these are all on release right now, and then that inspired, you know, Dot to like really manage like, you know, some lyrics and like a really reggaeton like track that is also coming soon. Release.
What are you talking about?
What we doing with that track?
What track are you talking about?
Come on, dog, sun is shining. Like, come on.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Me neither.
Okay, there's a lot of like myths in this group too. But yeah,
got to keep the mystery. Got to keep our toes.
but pretty much yeah, like it's come to the point like these guys are my greatest inspirations now. Like I look up to them for like what I should do next and how I should like try to overachieve them. And it's a cycle, bro. It's a infinity.
He said this is not a hug.
It's like,
no.
It's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, when your homie busts your ass at practice, you're like, damn, let me get better, so let me bust his ass the next day. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like,
bringing it back to basketball, bro.
that's what it is. You don't realize it. Feel me? Basketball and music and the art are all synonymous. Basketball is an art form. Like, continue. Smutty, your turn.
Whoa, okay, so I feel like my case is a little weird because it's like, I feel like for me, rapping, like, has been like, it's been mainly mental. Like it's like psychological. It's like getting to the point where I can rap, I feel like I had to change the way I thought about everything. Like, when I first started, for instance, I was listening to regular shit that niggas listen to, but I never liked it. Like, I literally only like serious music, like, so much, like 99% of the time. Like, I like serious shit where someone's talking about, like, a situation that really affected them deeply, and or just something like really extravagant, like Dark Twisted Fantasy, for instance, compared to like Illmatic. Like, those are like the two extremes that I fuck with, and I didn't understand how to fucking write none of that shit though. Like, I would hear them, like I would hear what niggas would say and just the way they rap and their flow, like, but I didn't understand how did they like how are they doing it, and then I just understood that it's all about what, like, how you think, and like I eventually just realized I need to learn how to get better at music, and I thought, like, I just tried my best to think about what a artist was thinking about when they were making a song, what were they thinking about when each line came to them, and then I'm just writing all the time, and I'm like trying to study people's rhyme schemes. I'm looking at like all these different things and what they're doing. Like, I'm trying to fucking, I'm looking up actual English language shit, like trying to learn if there's some type of thing, like, just in it, like, because, you know, like yeah, exactly, like some type of term like that I could use to turn into rap, and like ones that people in rap already use to like make their shit sound fire, that they consciously use, that we hear and it just sounds seamless, that we don't get it, like the inner workings type shit. And eventually I got to a point where I felt like I was starting, and also freestyling a lot, and then eventually I feel like I got to a point where like I could hear somebody rapping and understand like the thoughts that they were having when they wrote the line, and then the reason why the next line is gonna be the way it is, and like how they're gonna do their scheme, and I'm like envisioning all the words as they come out, and I'm like literally mentally highlighting rhymes and shit, so I can understand like how these schemes work. And just over time, I feel like my brain became, and also I only listen to specific music. Like, I don't listen to no mainstream shit. I don't know who's popping, bro. Like, I don't know no new niggas at all. I don't know none of the big songs. I don't be on TikTok. Like, I literally curated everything I listened to and took out like just the little pieces of like I just, the processes that people go through, like the things that niggas implemented. So now, like, when it comes to inspiration, like, I get inspired mainly by like my peers, like Don, fucking Suli, like just the shit that Nick be producing. But like, it's mainly from non-musical art, like a lot of the time. Like, that's why I've seen like Dali and the Warhol shit, the Basquiat stuff. I watch a lot of stuff about disturbed painters and just their life, and I'll look at their paintings and I'll try to understand like the thought and the feeling that went behind stuff. Because my biggest thing is I listen to like specific only underground hip hop shit, but also I try my best not to rap like them. I just feel like the music is in a world, like each song that's created in a certain, like with a certain amount of intention, is like its own little world. Like, I like to think of my songs, like my whole catalog is like a TV series, and my songs are like episodes of the show. I feel like each rapper is their own TV show with their own plot line and everything. I try to just stay in the shows, like stay in the creative world, because like I just want to be able to talk about anything in a musical way. Like, I feel like that's the biggest thing I try to do. Like, I try to like make little random things seem more interesting with rap, so that I can talk about relatable and like simple things in more complex ways. Like, the biggest things that inspire me are like just when I see somebody do some shit I couldn't have thought of, or like somebody's reaction to some shit, like hearing some shit about a painter, like some woman who had this multiple personality disorder, this one painter, and like in every personality she was a different painter, and like she had a baby, I guess, right? and she had the baby in one personality. The other personalities didn't even know she had the baby, and they didn't recognize the kid as their child. And like the paintings that she made out of like that feeling, like was like super like crazy to me to like really hit home. And just based on, I kind of like wrote a few joints just off of like the feeling of just like what the hurt was probably like for that woman and shit like that. Like where like I feel like I get inspired mostly by like visual art and like my peers, and then this I guess like underground hip hop, like the current underground hip hop, but like a very specific select group of artists. Like I listen to like 20 artists maximum, like, and I don't really listen to most of them.
Word. Where does the music come from for me? More like, I guess I'm inspired mostly. I would say because I'm kind of in that opposite range where I listen to a lot of music, like a lot of music. I have music of all kinds, and I keep it in the same area to where like I'm one of those people like you could hit skip on my shit. You could be listening to rap from today. You could be listening to hit skip and listening to 1960s oldies, hit skip, and you could be listening to fucking rock. You could be listening to fucking Nat King Cole, some Christmas shit. I keep all of my shit, you know what I'm saying? Because I just fuck with music that much, you know what I'm saying? Like that I don't have to I don't know, like I don't really like categorize it at all, you know what I'm saying? Like I try to make playlists and stuff like that, but like I think I just fuck with the songs for what they are. So I think I'm inspired just by music in itself. The way that people can just put shit together, you know what I'm saying? Like put lyrics, put it with a beat, like the way that people can just hear, oh yeah, this needs a violin, this needs a synth, this needs a drum, this needs the drum to go boom, so shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like in that specific way, like everything in a song from second one to the last second is intentional, you know what I'm saying? So it inspired me to have intent in with everything that I put out. I'm inspired by my family, you know. I come from a very I want to say it has its challenges, but I would say it's a pretty, compared to most African American families, it's a pretty esteemed family. Like I don't really talk about it that much because I don't want it to be a part of who I am, you know what I'm saying? I never like I used to be like that, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to like walk around with that, but then I realized that was some bitch nigga shit. And around the time like high school, I started to walk with a little bit more humility. But I'm inspired by my family and like what they've accomplished, you know what I'm saying? Because I've seen them like come from the bottom and build what they built, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, it does put a little bit of pressure on me just because I'm the oldest child. Like I'm the oldest brother, I'm the oldest cousin, which means I'm like the first kid of the whole generation. I've always been the oldest kid on my block, you know what I'm saying? Like I've always had this responsibility over people, you know what I'm saying? I've always been responsibility. If a kid got hurt playing on the cul-de-sac and shit, parents is mad at me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm making sure everybody is okay, and I'm inspired by that responsibility, you know, because it's something that I've run away from before, you know, and it's something that I battled myself with, and it's stuff that I almost took my life over, you know what I'm saying? So in this step of embracing myself, you know what I'm saying, and embracing that, I've decided to put that into the music, you know. So I think that's where I draw inspiration from. You have to draw inspiration from your peers, you know. I was just telling them, like, I living in North Carolina, like I had, maybe it was just a specific area that I was in. I was not wherever J. Cole was. But right, yeah, that's like 2 hours from me. See, like, no, fuck that. but wherever I was around, like, I was just, to be honest, it was just, nobody was really, like, on my level musically. You know what I'm saying? A lot, and not even to say, like, they were making music and they just weren't good. Like, it just was like, well, I mean, yeah, it was that, but it's like, it wasn't like they were actual artists and their music wasn't good. They were just, like, starting out making music. Like, oh, yeah, I make beats, so I have a little studio here. I was never around people who took music seriously and who was really in here doing it all the time, filming, doing videos, stuff like that. I never grew up with that. And all of my friends, like, that I hung out with in high school was always like, yeah, you're doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're doing good with the music. But, you know, I'm doing my thing over here, and we're friends hanging out in that way. And I was cool with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of my friends ever came to any of my, like, theater performances or anything like that. Like, none of my friends ever, I never really had a lot of people who come to my, like, birthday parties and shit like that. Like, I would always have my birthday parties just in the house, chilling, you know what I'm saying? Like, have, like, maybe 1-2 friends over, you know? So, like, I was never really, like, a popular kid like that. So it was just, you know, I was always inspired by, like, the music that I heard. Like, all of my favorite artists, you know what I'm saying? And then because I didn't have that type of environment, and then when I got to Morehouse and I got to, like, an environment that was around, like, my people for real, because, you know, in North Carolina, I'm kind of sort of around people that look like me, but not in people in positions of, like, you know, like teachers and shit like that. Like, everybody in position of power was white, you know what I'm saying? And even though I grew up from a multicultural neighborhood, like, I stayed around Indians and Pakistani and white and Asian, and so I always never really, like, saw color in no particular type of way. I wanted to be around my people, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's where I drew inspiration from musically. And then I found them coming to Morehouse, because without me going to Morehouse, I would have never met Tdot, you know what I'm saying, which never allowed me to be here and experience this dope shit, you know what I'm saying? I draw inspiration from them, you know. This is the work ethic that I want, aspire to be, you know what I'm saying? I know that's one of my flaws. I am a lazy fuck. I am a lazy fuck. I will say that, like, I work. I got a job, I got school, I'm doing school full time, but, like, I know there's things I could be improving for. I know there's hours that I could be spending putting forth in my music, and I know I could be a lot farther than I am right now, and I know I am the cause of that. You know what I'm saying? But I come here and I see these dudes working every day, sleepless nights. Like, it don't matter. Like, these dudes will have, like, crazy stuff happen to them, and then they still getting back in and cooking and knowing that if that shit happened to me, I'm done for the week. Nah, like, I'm done for the week. Don't call me, don't do nothing. Mentally, I need to process this. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that grit that just being from here has, and I could see it just from being around them, just from seeing, like, just from seeing the place that they live, seeing where they come from, seeing how everybody, like, talks to each other, jokes with each other, you know what I'm saying? Like, it like, everyone feeds off of each other, you know what I'm saying? And this is something that I really needed, you know what I'm saying? And I thank God that my mother works for Delta, so that I have the ability to even fly here as much as I do. You know what I'm saying? Because like literally for the free ski, like I can come like off of the back of my mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the inspiration that I draw from. Like, my mom, like, even with the shit that she's doing, like, she has crazy shit going on right now. If I told you the shit that she got going on right now, it's crazy. She still has the humility to go put on a uniform in the airport and work on the plane. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the strength. Like, I always had strength in, like, the black women in my family, so, you know, I always, like, had that respect for women in that form. But, you know what I'm saying, like for instance, I almost didn't want to come here, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's my spring break. Haiku wanted to chill, you know what I'm saying? Haiku wanted to, like, chill and, like, you know, let me get some homework done, this and that. You know what I'm saying? But I thought about, like, what would they be doing right now? They would be in here cooking. They would be in here making music, keeping this shit going, promoting their music. And then one day, maybe somebody would listen to this shit one day. Somebody would come in and do this and that, and I would miss it. You know what I'm saying? And I decided to say, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I wanted. I told them that I wanted to be here. I'm a man of my word. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always been taught to be a man of your word with whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and your words have power. You know what I'm saying? Like, and your name is all that you got. Your name is all that you got. So if you say you're gonna do something, do it. And if you can't do it, let them know you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And if they ain't cool with it at that point, that's on them.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's straight like that. So I draw inspiration from my family. I draw inspiration from the music I listen to, and I draw inspiration from my peers. And mainly, I draw inspiration from myself. You know what I'm saying? Because not a lot of people like really sit there and like thank themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like I really sit there and stop and like it's not even a meditation, but just really thank my heart for beating. You know what I'm saying? Like thank my lungs for still continuing to work. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like thanking my toes for being able to still wiggle. You know, still be able to walk, still be able to, you know what I'm saying, chew. Still got all my teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like my eyes ain't in no weird way. You know what I'm saying? My ears are right. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a cool hairline. My hair is like healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a lot to be thankful for. You know what I'm saying? Like with every day that I wake up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm inspired by myself and my ability to keep going even with the circumstances that I have. So even if I don't come from like the same stuff that I'm inspired by, you know what I'm saying, I inspire myself with the way that I be able to keep going from this point. So yeah.
I like that.
And I guess I draw a lot of inspiration from a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Like I grow up, I was growing into a family that was not really musical in any kind of sense, you know, like my dad, he's like a finance guy, my mother, she was more like an interior designer, and like, you know what I'm saying, like my whole family like was just a lot of doctors, like a lot, like grandparents, like my uncles, my aunts, all of them, cousins even, like. And I was really one of the only people that was just interested in music, but my whole like life I just grew up having this idea that music is not something that you should pursue financially. You know what I'm saying? And when I was in like the orchestra and shit, I would always loved playing music and like being part of this just huge masterful exhibit of art. And you know, like I was so interested in that shit that I really like decided like maybe I should learn more instruments. Maybe I should learn the bass guitar. Maybe I should learn like the electric guitar and shit. And I started getting more into like learning like music theory and learning instruments and all of that stuff. But I got to a certain point like in my high school where I had to focus on like getting better at school because my grades weren't that good, and like I needed to focus on going to college. And at that point no one was expecting me to go to school for music. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't even thinking about being a music producer at that time. I didn't even know what music production was. But I still had this attraction to art and music. But I forced myself to put that away and keep that flame inside of me like very weak, because I just thought, you know, that wasn't like what I was gonna do. And so junior year comes by and my parents decide to move to Brazil, where I was originally born. And we went to I went to this school where it was more of like a creative school, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't really focused on like the traditional like American school system. It was more like focusing on what you truly inspired yourself to be. Whatever passions you had, they encouraged it. And you know, I decided to take the music course there because, you know, I was like, if there's anything I'm good at, it's music, you know what I'm saying? So I just decided to really like dive myself deep into this music theory again. And you know, my teacher, he always like pushed me to like join all the clubs and shit and all like the extracurriculars. And there was one club he invited me to. It was always every Thursday. It was called the Rap Club. And it was literally me, the teacher, and another person that was living in the favela across the street from the school. And he was this really dope Portuguese Brazilian artist. that would rap like in like Portuguese, like so well. Like it was some crazy shit, and no one else went to the club but me and the teacher and him. So I had like the full like attention of both of them, and I'd really just like lock in and like just learn and watch what my teacher would do, because he was like using Pro Tools at the time. And I just got a lot of inspiration from like making music something. And when I was in class, I think February, I was just chilling in class, and then I got the notification that Pop Smoke died. And I felt that because that was like one of my favorite artists at the time. Like I was really getting into hip hop, and like Pop Smoke was just out. It was like this new form of hip hop that no one ever heard of.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw that, and I was like, damn, like he's the only artist I've ever heard make this shit. So why not make this shit? Because I don't think anyone else is gonna make this shit as good as him.
Right.
So like him passing away, like really just was like the tipping point into me opening up GarageBand and like really trying to learn how to make beats and how to make music like that. And
How Smooth died, you were using GarageBand.
yeah, bro. And like I started making beats, and they were trash like at the time, you know what I'm saying? Like
Remember that vaporwave shit that I made
word,
that one time?
yeah.
That Matt still has.
Yeah.
I need to pay him so much money to delete that shit. That fucking the sample from the fucking Simpsons.
Yeah.
It was ass. It was awful. I need to like burn the internet to the ground to delete that shit.
Word, literally.
Nah, get that shit away.
But, yeah, like as I was saying, like these beats were trash as fuck, and I couldn't understand why my beats were so bad. I kept on like thinking like, what am I doing wrong? And then I really just decided like at that moment like, stop listening to just like hip hop and like listen to like every single genre of music I can listen to. And once I started doing that, like I really just like, it opened up like a different side of me that I wasn't like actually used to. And I decided like I should implement like the shit I've been learning for years in my music, because at that point I wasn't making beats with like my guitar or my like bass or anything. I was just making beats with like loops and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like after learning like I could actually like use production with my instrumental training, I was like, oh nah, I gotta, you know what I'm saying, make some indie rock or like just different types of genres. So I started listening to a lot more of that music. And, you know what I'm saying, I feel like what inspires me the most isn't like the idea of a single genre. For me, it's like the idea of a well put together song that every part of it has its own meaning to it, and you can tell. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell when a song, like for say like Bohemian Rhapsody, every single part of that song was like blood, sweat, and tears, like perfectly.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like having that like notion for like just learning how to like compose a song that's just every part of it is just has your like every most intention into it. That's what really like pushes me to make music, because I hear so much music, I listen to so much music, and I get sent a lot of music, and you know, it's not many things that really just like make me inspired. And you know, ever since I started working with Smutty and BaByDon and Suli, they've inspired me more than any other song I've been listening to. You know what I'm saying? Like they're so real in their lyrics, they're so like true to their what they say and like what they write, that like it inspired me to, you know, make music that reflected that. You know what I'm saying? Make beats that reflected that. Like when I started working with Smutty and stuff, I wasn't really like making like beats with like samples, and like I was just making beats that just sounded like the best like song at the time. You know what I'm saying? And I started working with Smutty, and like I realized like there's a lot more I could tap into, and you know, I started listening to like really old music, like soul samples and like all of the shit that like your grandparents would listen to, and that's what activated like that sound that I was always looking for. You know what I'm saying? That I was always trying to achieve. Like I was always trying to find my place in the music world, and like once I started working with Smutty and Freedom Monarch, I like really figured out like, okay, this is me. This is what I make. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's sick. I like that. I like it a lot. That's inspiring, actually. I like that. I like that. That, wow. You guys are incredible. Like, nah, like when I heard it's like yo, Nick's cooking up some music, I was like, oh, okay. So it's like, so it's like good, but you know, it's not like, you know, and you know, like I had my doubts, and like I want to beat myself up in the past because of that, cause like up some fire, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, I've heard like all your shit, and it's like, oof, damn. If I don't see you guys like winning awards and shit in the future, I'm gonna be mad.
Gosh.
You know.
The only way you're not gonna see it is if you're dead, buddy.
Come on, man. I was about to say, I know that audio file. I know that audio clip is like 6 hours long.
That it's an hour long, bro.
Oh, we're good.
Solid interview.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Let's keep going.
We can keep going. The more the merrier, you know.
Y'all want to take a break and listen to some of Smutty's tracks?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's.
That's Smutty's in. You wanna speak on the album first?
Yeah.
Word.
So,
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Let me make a different file.
Can I speak on the album?
Yeah, I was
let me preface it, nigga.
Alright, prefacer.
I preface things. You know what I'm saying? We preface this album. You know what I'm saying? This album is called
The Land of Unrest. I like that. That's a nice name. Where's that come from?
Smutty?
What happened?
Where does it come from?
Land of Unrest. What's that name come from?
It's okay. So the Land of Rest. Honestly, the title has a lot of history, but it's very short-winded. It's really just essentially when I write music, I always write it from a place. Like, I feel like the thing that I feel like separate my shit from a lot of people a lot of the time is just the perspective on life and just things. Like I feel like sometimes people write a song like they were sitting in a room writing a song. I like to imagine I'm like, I say this a lot, like I'm in a cave, like I'm a pirate in a cave, there's mad treasure, there's like a dragon, I'm fighting him, but I'm rapping like the whole time, like, and like, or like I'm just walking down like the block on like some shady ass street, and there's like wild niggas around, I'm just walking through, like not even paying nobody no mind or something, like, but essentially, the place that I rap from is like the land of unrest. Like I feel like I live in a land of unrest. Like I feel like Mount Vernon is a land of unrest in a large land of unrest. And I feel like when I rap, I kind of rap from that place. Like there's like some like kind of hunger in it, and like there's like if you really listen, like you'll hear like a lot of the shit that I say that's like ignorant is satire, and I talk about a lot of shit that I don't like about the world and other things mixed in with like braggadocious, like different types of lyrics, like stuff to keep people entertained who aren't gonna just digest all of the things that I'm trying to say. But essentially the land of unrest is like where I rap from. It's like, it's really where I get my inspiration almost in a way too. It's like when I'm there, that's where I get like the imagery and like the ideas of things that I'm thinking about that give me interesting bars. It's like, cause I'm really in my head, I'm in a different place. Like I'm not just in a room making a track. I'm like trying to like describe like the movie that I'm watching type shit.
He's in his avatar state, basically.
That I was about to say.
He's in his avatar state. You know what I'm saying? You know that realm where like he's going to see all the other avatars and shit like that. And he's really tapping into his shit. That's for me as a viewer. You know what I'm saying? Like. And as a fan of his music, I feel like that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, him really tapping into, like, like you can really see where he goes, like where he goes, like this place of solace that he goes into. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to take over your shit.
Nah, I feel you. That's completely true. Like, it's definitely a very, like, it's like, for sure, like it's like a stoic state, kind of. It's like, I don't want to be bothered. Like, I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want my, like, flow of, like, thought to get fucked up. Like, I be feeling like when I write a song, like, if I have one song and I'm writing in a notebook, for instance, and, like, if I don't mentally tell myself I'm gonna write this song and the first verse is gonna fill up the first page, and then this next page, the second verse is gonna fill up the second page. I'm gonna write the first verse big enough, like small enough that I can put the second verse on it, and it might be 36 bars in both of the verses. It's just like I don't even like to me when I flip a page in my notebook, my thought, my focus might disappear. Like, I don't like to have nothing fuck up, like, the focus when I get into, like, the zone. And, yeah, the land of unrest is that zone. It's, like, that's where I feel like my art comes from. It's that hunger, that feeling of, like, kind of niggas looking down on us, the kind of feeling of people are doing shit that just don't make sense. Like, people trying to, like, niggas just doing dumb shit. Like, we live in, like, Mount Vernon is 4.4 square miles. It's the smallest little hood ever. And niggas, like, we literally just had a little 14-year-old get shot. He got shot by the apartments, right? I walked past the apartments not even 30 minutes before it happened. And then the day after I'm walking past, I see the candles and the memorial for the kid. I'm like, it's crazy how fast this shit happened, bro. Like, shit is stupid, bro. Like, so yeah, like, we're living rest.
I like that. That's it. I like that.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Let's hear it.
It's a wicked world. Lay me on, I fillet millions. You play do part, these planes do part. I gave you heart, I saved you often. We damn nice dark. The land's like water, we swim like sharks. Evade life's problems, the blunt get charged.